Hello, everyone.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Doing great, thank you. Mm.
All
Hey,
good. All good.
hey, Scott. Hey, Anthony. Diane.
Hey, Julie.
Hey,
Hey,
Julie.
Kat, how are you? Scott?
Hey, thanks everyone for being on time. Really appreciate it. Hey, Larry. Hey, Anthony. We'll just give everyone another 30 seconds to a minute just to get in, get their cameras working. Please come on camera, guys, if you can, just because this is kind of like an interactive roundtable, and we like to be able to see everyone so we can, when we go to the breakout rooms, we know who we're speaking to, etc. Okay.
How you feeling, Julie?
Getting there. It's been
Hey,
too.
Julie.
Hello, hello.
Get well soon.
Mm.
Okay, let's get this roundtable started up and away. So, for those of you who have never been to one of our interactive roundtables, the way that we do things, the way that we kick things off is we log into an interactive presentation called Mentimeter, and I want you to get out your devices. So that means your mobile phones, your cell phone, or your tablets. And I'm going to share my screen here. Please confirm with a nice little thumbs up that you can see my screen. Harry, Jan, can you give me a thumbs up?
Yep.
Okay, so there we go. Okay, everyone can see my screen. So you're just going to take your camera on your device and you are going to scan the QR code. This should take you to a link. Once you're in the link, you just give me a thumbs up and it tells me that you are able to participate. What's cool as well is I'm actually going to copy a link in the chat. So if you prefer to use your desktop or your laptop, I've just put a link in the chat. Once you click on the link, I'm going to do it myself here so you guys can see what that looks like. Once you click on the link, it will take you
Right there.
here and you can do the same on your desktop. So you can participate on your desktop like so. And if for whatever reason you cannot get in, no problem. You can just participate in the chat, in the normal Zoom chat.
So this is
Okay,
going to be an open mic. So if you have, it's 90 minutes. It's 30 minutes longer than normal. So we want to take questions. We want to go over things that are on our mind and things that are on your mind.
absolutely. So we've already got 12 people in. Oh, okay, this is really good. You're all in the Mentimeter, so let's move on to the topic today that we're going to be talking about. The new rules of relevance, adapting to AI, attention, and acceleration. So, where are you all joining from? Let's practice using the Mentimeter, the interactive presentation. Please write, you can always refresh the screen as well, write where you are joining from. I'll write where I'm joining from. Okay, so we've got New York, got the Philippines, Los Angeles. Okay. Rio, that's where I am. We've got Ecuador, nice. Okay. Wilkes Barre, I don't know where that is.
In Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay. All right, awesome. Fantastic. And I'm just looking, I'm gonna just check the chat now. Anyone in the chat? Portland, upstate New York. Okay. Bellevue. Okay, fantastic. So let's move on now to watching a video. Okay, guys. So we're gonna watch a video just to set the stage for where AI is at the moment. And it just showcases how difficult it is now to tell between what is produced by AI and what is not, what is real. So I'm just gonna share this video with you guys right now. Second, guys, it's not appearing when I...
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So let me just make a comment as you. We started these roundtables 10 months ago. This is the 10th roundtable. When we started it, I made a comment that AI was sort of like in the same progress, the same position that the Wright brothers were when they did the first powered flight. So that was 10 months ago or 11 months ago. If I had to look at it now after 2 or 3 weeks of really doing nothing but AI, I would say it's now where what's his name? It slipped my mind. What's his name? Flew across the Atlantic. What? Somebody help me here.
Lindbergh.
Thank you. It just slipped my mind. It's now where Lindbergh threw. The difference is that went from Wright Brothers to Lindbergh was 23 years, 12 months, and 4 days. For AI, it was 11 months. Think about what happens the next 11 months. That's why we're having these meetings. All right, Evan, you can go ahead. Because they'll
Fantastic.
see what I'm
Is
talking
everyone
about.
seeing? So, guys, I just want to make sure everyone is... I'm just going to share again and make sure everyone can see. Okay, it's gone again. For some reason, Zoom is not recognizing.
We just had it, though.
Yep. Some reason Zoom is not recognizing the video on my desktop. 1 second, guys. Just go again.
In this video, see if you can tell what's real and
We can
what's
hear
AI.
it, but we can't see it.
Okay, 1 second.
I mean, if you want me to share it on my end.
Okay, finally. Okay, you got it. There we go.
Which
Okay, guys, let's just watch this video very quickly. And I might even pause it and we can see at certain aspects if we can guess what is AI and what is real. And please tell me in the chat.
in this video, see if you can tell what's real and what's AI. Thanks, Marissa. Okay. This bouncy house? It's AI, unfortunately. Looks fun, though. Which lamppost is real?
Okay, guys, which lamppost is real? Left or right? Tell me in the chat.
I know, so I can't do it.
Which lamppost is real, guys?
No fair, Casey.
Majority
Okay.
are left.
Okay, so we've got left, left, right, right, right. Okay, let's see.
That one's real. That one's AI. The bench, it's real.
Okay.
It's everyone's
It's complete
favorite thing,
50-50.
cursor potato.
It's almost impossible.
This one's real. This one's actually not a potato. It's a yam. Are these flowers AI or real? They're real. Is this gazebo real? No, it's actually this gazebo thing. What about this easel? The easel is real, so if anyone was looking for a beautiful piece of art to hang in their home, you can't hang this piece because the art was AI generated. Sorry. There is one AI banana in this bunch. Can you find it? It's this one. It's actually a potato.
Okay, guys, you get the idea. So basically, it's become now practically impossible for us to tell what is AI and what is not. Jan, do you have any comments on this before we kind of go into...
So it's not only video, it's also chats. It's also answers on LinkedIn. It's almost everywhere now. When you look at a response on LinkedIn, you can't tell if it's real or not. Only you're going to be able to tell if it's real or not if I'm looking at you. And I'm not sure in 6 months or a year, that's going to be the same either, because the avatar generation and how close it comes to lip syncing is almost there now.
Absolutely. So with this in mind, guys, let's just like set the tone for the round table, for the breakout rooms, for the discussion. How are you guys feeling about the future regarding AI? Are you afraid, neutral, or excited? So, okay, neutral. We got still more, okay, more neutrals. Okay, so we seem to be leaning towards excited, somewhat positive. All of the above. Yes, Doug, that is a good point. We should have had that as
We should
we
have
should have
had
had that as an option.
That's a good idea, Doug. That's how I felt when I was putting an answer in.
Yeah, we should have had that as an option, all of the above.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But in general, people seem to be leaning towards excited. So there seems to be more of like a positive outlook on the future regarding AI. Okay. So Jan, you want to introduce us?
Sure. So, for people who don't know me, I am the founder of Digital Content Creators. And what we do is we create content for content creators. We help them get their message out. The way I describe what we do is we help people who help people. We can create books for authors who have burning stories inside them. We can create books for coaches and people who need assets but don't have the time or money to create that. And we're now helping people with other things that I will get into a little later. Evan, who you know as the host, is also an expert in marketing. I've met Evan 5 or 6 years ago, and we've developed a very close friendship as well as a very strong working relationship. So you'll hear from Evan not just as a host, but as a businessman. Next, I'd like to introduce Harry. Harry is our new partner in DCC, and he's the publisher of DCC Vanguardian, which is our new publishing division. Basically, it's for influencers who don't want their message lost on the feed. And Harry will get into that a little more. And of course, you know, Christine and Casey, they make everything work. They do. We do some of the thinking, but they make it happen. So that's our team right now. And you're going to hear from all insiders today. No guest speakers.
Absolutely. So yeah, thanks, Jan. So it's going to be, normally we invite a guest speaker on. This time it's going to be the DCC team kind of like driving it and us talking about where we think things are going and how to adapt. So, Jan, you want to tell us about your opinion on showing up with intention?
So can I get some kind of an idea of how many people are having problems with their social media feeds? How many people are not getting the engagement or the views that you expect because your content is so good?
So guys, you can do a thumbs up on the Mentimeter or just type in the chat.
She gave up on Facebook thing. Yeah, I don't blame you.
You gave up on Facebook.
So I'll tell you a little story. Some of you have heard it before. So I do a lot of posting, and I don't post garbage or I don't post cat videos. I post things that I think are important to everybody. I get almost zero engagement. I have 16,000 followers, 16 and a half. I have 2,500 subscribers to my newsletter, and yet when I make a post, I get 80 views. I get 2 comments and 1 thumbs up. And yet cat videos get thousands. Political views get thousands. I don't understand it. To top it all off, last month, they banned me for 10 days for no reason. They didn't tell me what I broke, what rules I broke. Even when I got back on, they wouldn't tell me. So if you gave up on Facebook, I'm close to giving up on LinkedIn. More so, I'm close to not caring anymore. That's better. That's a better way of saying it. I'm just posting for myself and for people who want to listen to me. So that's showing up with intention. This is showing up with intention because I know you're all real. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes with the algorithms on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever social media platform you're using, but this is real and this is with intention. I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I just want to look at some of the comments. So we've got Doug who says he can't keep up with it, especially when bombarded by fakes. We're going to be talking about that later. Julie, you only run ads. Okay, that's fair enough. And then, yeah, Scott saying there's an uneven return on his efforts. It does feel like that sometimes, absolutely. Yep, no one can keep up. Email list, 100% seems to be the channel that we can rely on. Okay. That's why I say, okay, alignable, that's like, yeah, absolutely alignable is something that, Jan, you've
Alignable is
experienced.
interesting, but it's local more and it's smaller. So I've been playing around with it, but at some point I'm going to get serious about alignable.
Okay. And then Scott, you're saying, yeah, LinkedIn puzzles every day for 150 days. Okay. So, what are the key issues affecting traditional content creators right now? In your opinion, guys, we can rank them. So you guys give your ranking. All you have to do on the Mentimeter here is you just drag and drop. So put my tap here and I can drag the options.
I can on my phone. I just had to press one of the answers.
You can do that too. Yeah. And I can just rank them accordingly. Okay, interesting.
So you know what we should ask? Does anyone have other problems than these three? Since we have some time, if anybody wants to ask, or has another issue that they want to bring up, maybe we can raise your hand and we'll.
So, yeah, and we've clearly got a front runner here, which is content overload and digital fatigue. So do you want to speak to that?
So Julie, how does it help you? Let's hear you, and then Scott, you can say it also.
It helps me make sense of things really quickly, and I've started to ignore things that get bombarded at me and really use AI to surface the content I'm looking for, and it helps me create content really quickly. So I feel like AI has completely changed the game and eliminated for me overload and fatigue.
Right, but But are you getting engagement with it? That's the question, because
I'm
everyone is
getting
doing the same
engagement with
thing.
my newsletter. And I don't expect social media to do anything for me, and I haven't for years. It's too late to be in the social media game unless your goal is to actually be an influencer because it is a full-time job.
Great, that's a great answer. So a couple of things about AI right now, right? Number one, it lies, right? I asked it to do something, it makes up case studies that I have no clue where it came from. They call that hallucinations. It's really just amazing. Number two, do you know that ChatGPT has knowledge up to June 2024? It doesn't know anything that's happened in the last year. Other if then it searches the web. It has a search function now. So everything has to be checked because you don't know. Saying that, 80% of it is right. You got to make sure you filter out the 20% that's not right.
Absolutely. Beth, you want to come on the mic?
I I struggle with trusting it. A lot of times I do use it for a lot of organizational stuff and automation and brainstorming and conceptualizing things. I think that's very helpful with those things. With content creation, I am very skeptical of it anymore because I feel like if I'm there feeding it lots of ideas and information, anybody is, and it's drawing from a large pool of potentially, I mean, we just saw, Grok and all the issues with that. And if there's, I mean, I'm skeptical of the filters that are in place in order to keep nefarious information or inaccurate misinformation from, just flooding the information base that is built on. And humans can build that learning model in good ways and bad ways, and then all of us trust it. The other question I have is how long before whatever we get as far as the information back from it is just regurgitated AI information that everybody has used as their blog posts and stuff. So when does the pool that it's drawing from just become a circle jerk of its own stuff? So it really, I'm finding with content creation, it actually takes me longer, except for outlining and conceptualizing. It takes longer because I have to scrutinize everything that comes out of it. So
Yeah, that's a really good point, Beth.
What engine are you using? What platform do you use?
I primarily use ChatGPT Pro, but I also use Perplexity and Claude.
Okay. So there are other ones out there that do different things. Like I have a subscription to Manus. So if you need like a system created, this does step by step, and you can interrupt in the middle. I don't want to get into too much of the details, but there is so much out there now. So I find myself using different platforms for different projects.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Perplexity is great because it really drills down to what sources it's
Really, I do
using.
shopping with Perplexity.
Right. Even on the free version, I appreciate so much that it's really clear about what sources that it's using. It's right up front, throws it right at you, so you can really just kind of drill down more easily. And like I've built, it was funny because Perplexity could do something for me on the free version that I couldn't get ChatGPT Pro to do. I wanted to create a learning experience with a quiz with like 600 potential questions and have it be part of a database that would draw on in a quiz situation. Um, ChatGPT just tripped all over itself. It just kept saying that it was going to take, okay, I've got this. I'll have it to you in so many hours or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. But Perplexity was able to do it step by step when I gave it smaller package instructions to do things under categories. It was able to do it. But ChatGPT, I'm actually finding ChatGPT, I'm struggling with continuing to pay for it because it's moody and I don't like that.
That's a good
And
word
I'm
for it.
very kind to it, and I don't know. I'm not feeling great about it right now.
So just one thing is that I think I heard that version 5 is coming out. And when that comes out, that will change the game, I would imagine. We'll see. I mean, it's not far away. So
Yeah,
all right,
it's gonna be so, guys. Yeah, ChatGPT 5. So a lot of what we say now, a lot of these struggles could become irrelevant within a few weeks.
Yeah.
So
So
think about that. I mean, everything we're saying now could be irrelevant in a month. Seriously, gone.
Yeah.
so that's why, like, I suppose, guys, when we go into this breakout room, let's just discuss these issues. And it's the issues that are resonating. So it was content overload and digital fatigue that seemed to be at the top. But also, let's think to the future. Let's think, okay, how what will content overload continue to be a problem? Or will it get worse? Will it get better? I think
And if
that's
anyone
the
has
more interesting
suggestions on
question.
how they're handling it.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got market pressure and growth anxiety. Just, Jan, before we go into the breakout room, can you just explain what you mean by market pressure and growth anxiety so that we're framing it?
So if I can see, let's say, a year into the future, I speak to a lot of coaches and a lot of people during my normal week, and everyone is afraid that the layoffs that are about to happen. You see that Microsoft just laid off 6,000 people. That's just the tip of the iceberg. A lot of these middle managers are going to become coaches, and they're going to need to figure out how to compete with the rest of the coaches. So digital growth barriers and scaling and taking care of a family and building a business, you can't do it all. That's what I meant about growth barriers and scaling struggles. You either take away from your coaching business or you take away from your family if you want to create assets that you need to move forward and build a business.
Okay, and the next one, which is the growth barriers and scaling struggles.
You know, it all falls into the same bucket. Competition. How do you get yourself recognized? How do you be real? I mean, we're real here. How do you be real when you're posting on LinkedIn? You can't. I mean, yesterday I saw a post with music video attached to it. It was amazing. But 2 hours later, I saw another one. So it was original once, and then it's not original anymore. So how do you do that? Here's where we're doing it. I keep going back to the same thing. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, people came to my office. We had meetings, we had conferences, we did normal business. Now, you don't know who you're talking to. So all of that is in that. So what we need to do as a group is figure out how to overcome that and how to get through it. Because you can't stop it and you need to join it.
Fantastic. So guys, when we're in the breakout room, let's discuss these particular issues that you think you're most facing and that you think are going to continue to be difficulties going forward. The breakout room is going to be 9 minutes, and then you have 60 seconds after the close of the breakout room to be able to wrap up whatever you're saying. So it's 10 minutes in total. You don't have to come back into the main room.
Give a wrap up when you come out. You're going to pick somebody, Evan?
Yes, and I will be. Yes, so the 60 seconds is to wrap up what you were saying in the group. However, when you come back into the main room, yes, I'll be selecting specific individuals from each room just to kind of give us a general roundup of what they were talking about. Let's go into the breakout rooms. Please allow everyone to speak. Come on camera if you can, and enjoy your time in the breakout room. The 9 minutes and then the 60-second countdown of the 9 minutes starts now.
Ten minutes go too fast.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, just make sure everyone's back. Yeah, looks like it. So, yeah, 10 minutes does go really fast.
4 of us doing 4 different things from 4 different perspectives are finding that the collaboration and discussion of the tools, the approaches, the thinking can be very beneficial when we share those. Thanks, Jan, for the meeting again, of course. I mean, I find these sessions really valuable.
Thanks for coming, Scott. Yeah, thanks for being such
That's our group summary. Is that right, guys?
Okay. All right. Well, Scott, yeah, since you're already speaking, so can you summarize in a little bit more detail about what you guys
Well,
talked
that
about?
was it. We're doing different things, looking at different marketplaces, old
Yeah.
books, new books, books unwritten, books to be used better for more social influencing, like Harry's trying to do. Um, there's just so many really good tools that are flexible enough to help us in different directions. The marketplace out there, I'm a Perplexity user. I'll swear up and down about it because it does so many positive things for me in my world. But other people have different needs, especially right now. It's a tool. I'm not scared of it. I worry about it, but I'm not scared of it. AI.
Okay.
Can I say something, Evan?
Please, Harry, go.
Yeah, well, I've been present at 4 or 5 roundtables, and every time I have the same type of experience, and it is that in the breakout rooms, they ask for more. I would love to meet those people in the breakout rooms afterwards and talk with them for hours. We were all 4 different. We were all different. We used the platforms all on our own way. But one of the main conclusions, again, is it's all the people who are joining together, sharing their experiences, and everybody's so positive in trying to do best for each other. I would love to talk with you, Scott, and Larry, and for hours, and maybe that's not realistic, but I think there is much more to gain sharing your own experiences with other people like we met today and meeting today. That's it.
Absolutely. Jan, I think this is where you should come in and comment on that. You're on mute.
Okay, so yes, Harry, you're right. But I tried to do that. And
I
the
know.
only person who joined was Scott.
And me.
And you. So I wanted to have one of these whenever people needed to. We created a Microsoft Teams account. It's beautifully set up. There's sections for publishing, there's sections for e-learning, there's sections for AI, there's sections for general questions for everybody to share information and systems and knowledge. No one joined. I don't know what else I could do. You must know, you must have gotten all of the invitations and all of the reminders. Everyone did. So what more can I do?
Make it longer than 24 hours a day. There's not enough time in a day with everything we do, with networking and social media and everything. It just, you wind up on the computer most of the time. You don't get any work done.
I understand that, but saying that, if this is important, then you need to make time for it.
Thanks. So we got Eric G in the comments. He says, I may be an odd fellow as I love tech and being an early adopter and train on using AI to our authors. Okay, fantastic. So I just want to go through another group. So we had, thanks Scott for your group, which was room 3. In room 4, Mark Cooper, can you tell us what you talked about briefly? If you can come on the mic. You're on mute, Mark.
Thank you. Okay. We're all 4 were using it, each in their own independent, intended way. The evolution of how they're using it was that some have reached a point of it speaking for them individually, getting who they are. They've developed a workflow, a way of life that is entwined now with AI. And they are all concerned about its future.
Okay.
I think that's a summary
Really
report
good.
there.
Yeah, really good. Thanks, Mark. Yes, we're all concerned. We're all concerned. And then room 1, I would like John, if you can, from room 1, John Collado.
Basically, we discussed not using AI 100% and being dependent on it in everything we do, but using it in a limited basis and as a tool to help us in what we need to save a lot of time. Anthony had a lot to say about that, and
Yeah,
that was basically our discussion for the
Yeah.
meager 10 minutes we had.
nice. So it's a bit around the time saving. And Julie talked about that earlier as well. And then in from room 2, Katrina, can you tell us what you guys talked about?
We just talked about, trying to find time for everything and how do we serve our clients and at the same time, use AI appropriately. So I think everyone's trying to figure out how it best fits into each different type of business model that you're following and yet still remain true to what we're doing and why we all started coaching to begin with.
Can I make a kind of a comment? So for people who are having problems with AI, I read a great article on HubSpot yesterday about taking it slow, having a great big idea, but doing it one little job at a time. And if you do one little job at a time, you start learning how it works. And you go, so every time you think about doing something, you think about how AI can help me do it better or faster. And if it works for you, then just ask it.
Yeah.
That way you start learning what it can do and what it can't do.
Yeah, take a
Take it
big
slow.
problem and then just find like a micro task that you want to automate and then go from there. Yeah.
And it's important to keep drilling down. Make believe it's a person. Make believe you're talking to somebody and ask for more. Keep asking for more or keep correcting it. It will get it.
Fantastic. So guys, let's move on to kind of the next topic.
I'm just gonna back in on that. So when I began,
Eric.
sorry,
Go ahead.
I was 5 years ago. I used to tell people it is a 16-year-old unpaid intern. And every time you ask them to do something and they bring it to your desk, you review it and say, that's great, but.
Right.
and send them back out the door. And then they come in. And by the end of the week, they've got it. And that's okay because you're not paying them. You're just teaching them basic logic in business and development or writing or marketing and sales. And at the end of the week, you sit down as a mentor and you say, tell me everything you learned about this project and how you came up with this answer. And that's what I do with AI. Once I finally get it down to the part that I'm like, oh, I like this. You're finally catching on. I say, let's have a meeting. Tell me what you learned and how I can get there faster next time. And it will tell you the prompt. So now my 16-year-old intern is now starting to get paid minimum wage because they're doing work faster in a format that doesn't require more time for me. So yes, consider it a young intern in your office that you don't pay until they start performing the way you want, and then start depending on them as a paid employee.
Perfect.
I think that's a great heuristic for looking
And
at it.
that information I didn't know, and no one here knew that before this meeting. And it was important.
Yeah. So the next bit is kind of like me focus on kind of like what I'm doing and what me and Jan are kind of doing together. And that's really doubling down on human connections and kind of thinking that that's going to be much more important than the content that we produce going forward. And Jan, I mean, I suppose just to kick it off, do you want to tell the story of like how we've met and how we've kind of like evolved in our relationship over time?
So Evan, I was in, this is way before COVID. I guess it's 2018 maybe, or 19, something like that. I found Evan on LinkedIn and he was using a automated LinkedIn tool. I had just come out of hold on a second. I gotta let my dog in the door before she breaks it. Come on, Maggie. Come on, Maggie. I'm sorry. You know, there's a light that goes on also.
The reality of the workplace.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So she would keep scratching. So we met. Evan was running something called Lead Linker. We're from way different generations, but we hit it off. We hit it off as friends. We hit it off as business associates. And over the years, we've evolved. He's evolved. I've evolved. And we keep moving forward with what's happening at the time. And now Evan has made a major move for his marketing. And you'll see what he has to say. It's really interesting how he's evolved as well. So Evan, you can tell them that, right?
Yeah, so basically, I used to do just a lot of like cold outreach, cold outbound, and I would just think about, okay, what's a good lead magnet? And how can I start a conversation? But over time, that became very saturated. I always neglected personal brand. I was always just like, let's put everything in kind of like a company name. I'll just whip up a new brand if I need to. I'll be very much behind the scenes and I'll speak to people in the DMs, but I won't put myself front and center. But having had a lot of conversations with my network, I've now kind of realized that personal brand is kind of the only thing we're going to have left at the end of this kind of like AI revolution. And I realized that I was having a lot of conversations that were never getting recorded. And so I've started now, my project is to basically, I've started a podcast, and it's basically, I'm just having networking conversations with my current network, with new people, and I'm recording everything. And then we just jump on for 30 minutes on Zoom, and then that gets published, and it becomes kind of like me learning in public and me actually kind of doing what I always did, which was network, but now kind of documenting it all. This is nothing new. I mean, Gary Vee's been talking about documenting your journey for a long time, but I feel that now we don't really have a choice, especially with when AI content is just going to flood the YouTube and it's going to flood the feeds. What it can't do is when we both jump on a Zoom call and we have a conversation with another person, that is going to become increasingly the most valuable thing. So yeah, and I just want to extend the invitation to everyone here. I would love to at some point jump on a 30-minute call, record it. We can both use the content. And yeah, and you can be my mission is to get to 100 of these episodes. And I'm sure I'll learn along the way. So I just want to extend my invitation to everyone here that you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or through email, and it would be great for us to jump on for 30 minutes, have a bit of a networking conversation, record it, and then we're both free to use that content as we please. So yeah, I've already done an episode with Jan, and you can see it here.
I did. It was
Yeah.
great.
So yeah, with that in mind, I want to think. Well, I want to discover, sorry, how you guys are thinking about future-proofing your business or career. Because that's my main preoccupation at the moment is how do I future-proof my my business, my skill sets, what I'm focusing on day to day. Is GPT-5 in 2 weeks going to eat up everything I've been working on in the last 6 months? So that's
Yep.
like, I feel that's the most important question that we should be asking ourselves. And so guys, let's go into another breakout right now. And what I'm going to do, guys, this time, usually I jiggle up the rooms and I kind of like make it random. But I want to actually, no, I want you guys to stay in your same rooms to kind of like have a little bit of continuity in the conversation with the same people that you've been talking to. So I'm going to keep the rooms exactly as they are. You're going to go in and you're just going to continue the conversation with the same people, but this time um, around how to future-proof your business and career and how you guys are thinking about it. I think this is going to be really useful. So same time, 9 minutes. I know it goes really quickly, but um, that's just the nature. We don't have that much time. All right, 1 second. Breakout rooms. Room 4. Actually, we've lost people in room 4. So, Jan, if you can go into room
Yeah, I just
4.
had to go to a bathroom.
Okay,
Right back.
awesome. Enjoy yourself, guys. See you back in the main room in 10 minutes. Right,
Evan, good
Scott.
stuff. The idea of continuing the meeting, I ducked out early because we were pretty much done. But we all talked about legacy, the four of us, because that's we're all over 60. And I think that's a nice thing for the next session is to keep the congruity.
Yeah.
And maybe use a question in the beginning for our mentee that puts people into some group with some underlying rationale. Just a thought.
Yeah, that could be something we could help sort people into rooms via.
And it would add a little bit more value. I mean, I find these sessions really good, but it would add just a little bit more value.
Okay, guys, welcome back, everyone. Okay, so Scott just gave me a breakdown that you guys all talked about legacy in your room, which is interesting. I want to go to room 1. Eric, can you come on mic and tell us what you guys talked about in terms of future proofing?
Some of us don't have a future. No, some of us has decided we're too close to the grave to worry about future proof. We're just trying to get through the end of the day. And then others are like, look, I got to adapt or die. And for me, I told my son this the other day. We all have the same future. So let's quit worrying about it. He said, what do you mean? I said, death. No one, that's the future for all of us. So anybody that thinks they're planning a future is kind of wasting time. What you need to start doing is planning the journey. And so my journey is always evolving. I am always stopping at roadsides and cafes and figuring out new things. So my future is fine. That's taken care of.
Yeah. Can I add something, Evan, from our group?
Please, Harry, go ahead.
The four of us, we promised if one of us dies, we will talk about him all the time.
Okay.
But not the second one, just the first one.
No, the first one. So keep the legacy alive. That was our promise.
Fantastic. Okay, and in the other room, Beth, what did you guys talk about?
We talked a bit about the maintaining the human element and continuing to connect with people, because I mean, I mentioned that there will continue to be an alternative market, like alternative medicine, organic food, alternative energy. There will always be this mindset that is against something, and that we can't let that be a gap. We have to kind of be willing to be open to that, and supporting people in that work too. And also human connection. We talked about, relationships and human connection, and making sure that, because some people in the group, they do work directly with people and encourage and inspire connection with humans. And that work is, automation and things like that might be helpful with AI, but the actual humanizing AI for connecting in that way is not necessarily something that we can do. So
Okay.
we try to do it, but we don't. We can't.
Fantastic. No, thanks, Beth. That's absolutely. And I just want to go to the other room. So Diane, can you come on mic, Diane? That's what you guys talked about.
Wow. Well, we were an older group. So we were talking about the human potential, how there's a metaphysical, existential, there's lots of different things that we go beyond just this thing that we see. And so we were talking about the human potential and how to help people move forward, and as the humans in a place where it's going to get more and more AI-ish. I'm going to put it that way. I think that how do we do that? And we can't really. Mark said something about he doesn't want to future-proof. He wants to be able to expand with the future, not just. We can't stop it, right? We can't future-proof anything. So just
We just got to be flexible and be ready to deal with whatever happens.
right, whatever it is, and be willing to grow through that.
Okay, so I think it's like I think instead of future proofing, just adapt. Slightly different. It's a different kind of
Be
mindset.
flexible.
Yeah, it's a different mindset. Yeah, absolutely. What happens when we're all living on Mars, Scott? I have no idea.
Ask Elon, he'll tell you.
All right. So guys, we're going to go into the next section. So this is more on Harry. But before we do, yeah, do you want to talk about the Content Collective?
I think I did already. So here's the link to it. I'd like everyone to join and share when you want, no commitments. I would love to have, weekly meetings with this on Teams, so we can talk, share ideas, share tools, share content, whatever it takes. So there it is. It's open. I'd be more than happy to help anybody who can get on, or if they have questions or they want to contact me. I'm here. I'm here all the time, actually.
So yeah, so if you guys can scan the QR code, but of course, if for whatever reason you want to access it afterwards, just email Jan, email.
It's just like Skype or WhatsApp. It's really not hard.
Fantastic. Okay. So the influencer is the message. So this is very much Jan. Well, Jan, you tee it up, and then Harry can kind of like go into his philosophy.
So about 8 months ago, about 8 months ago, I was on LinkedIn and I connected with a man in Antwerp. Isn't that Harry, Antwerp?
Yes, correct.
And we got to talking, and he came up with this crazy idea that it's no longer the medium is the message, because it doesn't matter where people are, they're listening to an influencer. And he came up with the influencer is now the message. And the more we spoke and the more information he showed me, the more I understood what he was trying to get at. And he is way ahead of everybody else. So we had made a good agreement, and we're now publishing influencer books. So Harry is an amazing guy, and all I need to do is let him talk, and you'll see what he can do. So go ahead, Harry.
Yes, well, first of all, my background is publishing. When I was very young, in my 20s, I was already busy with publishing magazines, newspapers. And in 1964, there was a book written by Marshall McLuhan, and his first chapter was "The Medium was the Message." In all my younger years, I hardly understood what he meant with that. The medium is the message. And I was always fascinated by information technology, with AI. I'm busy with emotion recognition technology. And and that's what we discussed about legacy. I would love to create something what will change the whole publishing world. Jan was busy with his coaches, with his trainers. And I said to Jan, yeah, but I want to go for influencers. And why? Because influencers have followers. If you take 10 influencers and they have all 100,000 followers, you can reach 1 million people. And I want to create that bridge. And I want to give them a new platform where they can perform and where the content creator benefits from the efforts. I myself posted 1,100 posts. And when we started the business, Jan said to me, yeah, we need a book as an example, let's say a beta version. And then he said, you should write a book. And I was so stupid. I said, yes, I will. And yeah, and there is the book. But while I was doing it, we could develop an ecosystem for influencers where they get rewarded for the posts they already have written. There is so much content out there, and self-generating content is a dream for every publisher. And that is actually where it started. We have book number 1, book number 2, book number 3, and AI helps us. We scrape posts from the past, we reorganize it, categorize it, and put it into a book, one of the oldest medium there are. It goes back to 1600 when we had the printing press. And that is actually what we are doing now, is to help influencers, first of all, to become a better influencer, to mine the past, because there is so much precious information out there. And if you take LinkedIn, the thing is, the life cycle of your post is 10 minutes, maybe half a day, maybe a day, and it is gone. I couldn't find my 1,100 posts back again. It was impossible. So I started to learn about the algorithm and how it works. And now what we want to do is we want to elevate people to become influencers, become published authors, writing books. And if they have written books, it's a source to create posts and reactivate again the book they have written. Nobody knows about it, but if you bring it back, you cut it down, and you start posting about that information, then suddenly people start to get an interest. I discovered interesting things when I was doing my book, because Jan, me, and members of our team, what they were clicking on my posts. And nobody clicked on that post already for a year, and suddenly it appeared again in feeds. So while we were actually busy in creating our concept, an ecosystem for influencers wanting to monetize on their efforts, and in LinkedIn you cannot monetize. You can create leads, you can generate leads, but you will never make money. If you have 1 million followers on LinkedIn, maybe if you make 60,000 a year full-time working, you are the number one. If you compare that with what an influencer makes on TikTok or YouTube, it's a completely different ballgame. And actually, that's what we're doing now. Is we're talking to people who are influencers. We convince them to write a book, and we talk to people who already wrote a book to say, you have so much data out there. Why don't you start posting about it so your book gets reactivated? And actually, that is interesting because Jan and me, we are in the book business, we are in the magazine business, we are in the AI business, and it comes all together. And we have a lot of fun nagging and bragging and fooling with each other because we're old. I become 68 in this summer. Jan, I even
Don't even
don't
say
men-
how much old I am.
I'm not going to I'm not going to tell your age, but busy with that, talking to about the legacy is that we really want to bring back the control over the content, not to the single platforms where the algorithm is trying to keep you small. What we want to do is to create other outlets like books, like magazines, like e-learning projects, seminars, roundtables, in order to get that precious information out of the hands of the single platforms like LinkedIn, but also Facebook and also TikTok. They control it completely. And what we think and what I think is that control should be brought back to the people who created it, the content creators. And the only way of doing it is monetizing on what you already did. And that is, I think, my basic passion is to help people making money with work they already did. And maybe it's
I just
sorry.
want to go butt in for 1 second, because if I don't butt in, I'll forget. Legacy content is incredibly important.
Yes.
And even if it's out of date, it doesn't matter. It can be updated very easily now, since the basic is there. That is something AI could do amazing with.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't change your voice, it wouldn't change how it sounds, it would just update it. Legacy content is incredibly important. It's already there. Why not use it?
Absolutely. So, guys, I mean, I just want to make sure that we have time to go into our next breakout, because we've got 15 minutes for the 90 minutes.
Just do question and answers. How's that?
Well, let's do what we can do maybe is we can maybe just discuss this as a group. We don't necessarily have to go into breakouts, but let's just discuss, and we can bring some people who want to maybe come on camera and just get from everyone that's lasted this long, what benefits have you gotten from posting content to social media? Do you feel it was worth your time and effort? So this is an interesting question. I mean, we've kind of touched upon it before, right at the beginning, where people felt that they didn't get the ROI they wanted. However, what Jan and Harry are proposing is that even if it doesn't give you that immediate ROI, this legacy content can absolutely be packaged into a book, and then you can derive a lot of value from it going forward. But first off, anyone want to come on mic and talk about their experiences with posting content to social media regularly?
I will. This is Mark.
Please.
Yes, I found it useful, and never produced the result I ever wanted.
Yeah.
But I had to articulate, speak, consolidate, language, review. It was a learning tool for me to be able to better write the content in terms of its impact. I thought, oh, okay. I matriculated it at an expensive school, and I didn't get my degree, but I learned a lot. So now I use it in other areas, and I found it was a good training. I know what it will do, which is minimal, which is exactly what Jan said. It just doesn't, for me, in my world, doesn't have impact. But I still post there, but it's as a result of something else that's already been posted somewhere else, and I just dump it on LinkedIn. So yeah, I thought it was useful.
It was a useful exercise, but as I understand it, it was almost a training in how to communicate.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Anyone else have any? Has anyone had like really tangible good results from posting regularly? I'd love to hear from somebody who'd been successful.
That's
Okay. Well, I guess we got our answer then.
not a good thing then. And what are we doing it for? Did
Okay.
we ever ask ourselves that? We got no results. Why are we doing it?
So I think that a lot of the platforms were much different before they learned that they wanted to monetize our content all the time and make us pay for it. But I started a blog probably in 2009, built a website, and then a Facebook group that went with it. And I have like 4,000 people in that community, but I posted all the time when I first started it, and it was very successful way to communicate with people. I have sort of stepped away from that content a lot and neglected it and neglected that community. And I've wanted to bring it back to some extent and rebuild the website in a different way, providing information in a different way. And I'm really struggling with whether to go back to that community in that same way. I think they would respond because of the demographic, but it almost seems like in order for me to really get engagement there, I would just have to constantly hammer it. And
Yes.
I'm not interested in that. I'd rather kind of build a community in a different way, like communicating directly with them in email, and inviting them to the site and communicating with them there and commenting, the comment section and stuff, rather than on someone else's platform. I just feel like we're giving away too much of our labor and to really not get much of a return in social media anymore. So unless you're going to run like a TikTok shop or have affiliate stuff, but even so, you have to pay for the advertising to get that out because they're not going to push your content if you're just sharing, stuff you're trying to sell.
So what's the alternative?
I really think it's creating direct community with
Like
people,
this.
especially, this and getting, I mean, this type of support. There are a million different ways people would appreciate this kind of support in all different aspects of their life that they don't get it. And I've actually heard, like, I used to be an executive director in the mental health space, and people were so happy when COVID drove us all online because it allowed us to communicate so much more with people. And then you isolate people from information and learning when you try to drive everybody back in person, especially in that type of, life challenges and that sort of thing. So I do think that developing direct community is going to be the wave, the future.
So saying that, I would like everyone here to tell their community about this group.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only way I'm going to build it. Or
Yeah.
we're going to build it. It's not about me anymore. It's about the group.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody needs to add people. And people who are interested, not just anybody. Because fluff is easy to do. We don't want fluff. We can get plenty of fluff everywhere.
Jen, I think I'm connected with you because of my self-publishing that I did back like in 2015.
It could
I
be.
think that's how we became connected on LinkedIn, that we might have been in a similar group together on Facebook, like an author group or something.
That could be.
Yeah,
And
I mean, because I always get the emails and I always want to join this group, but I am always questioning, like, how do I know Jan? Like, but I'm pretty sure that that's how we connected on LinkedIn from years ago, because the self-publishing author community grew to really support each other and learn from each other.
Catherine is also a self-publishing author.
Sorry?
Catherine, who hasn't shown herself, but has been muted, is also, we've done two of her books. So
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think, do you have, I guess I'll check out your LinkedIn because I want to see like what your statement is on there about your goals for the group and that sort of thing. And that way I can have something real to share.
yeah, I mean, you see what we're doing. I mean, this is what I
Definitely.
want to do. And I
The
want
re-
more people.
the reason why I focus on influencers, they are the chiefs and their followers are the Indians. And if you talk about communities, tribal communities, actually, that is where we are going to. And that is the trend of publishing 3.0 going to 4.0, where you get decentralized, autonomous organizations, tribes, where the community is more important and that will keep everything going than the technology used. because that goes over everything. That's why I'm so focused on influencers, followers, and creating a landscape and a system where they can thrive and they can monetize on their effort.
Mhm.
Fantastic. And Catherine, you came on mic to say something. Do you want to?
I've been trying to. Yeah, I'm really new to this. I'm an author and a teacher of writing, and AI is just unknown to me. I use Copilot sometimes, but that's about it, and I don't use it in fiction. So I did join some Facebook groups, but I feel that my kind of writing is, well, it's not popular today because I write literary fiction, and I don't write fantasy or horror or romance, which are, very popular. And I'm older by far from all of you. I'm in a senior community now, but I'm still fighting to get myself out there.
She's a
And
great writer, by the way.
thank you, Jan. So uh, I find that a lot of people who live here are just sort of coasting, but I'm still out there. I'm anxious to be known, and I'm feel intimidated about it. That's
Catherine, connect with me, and I will go through some of the basics with you.
okay. Maybe I'll give you a call or
Yeah,
email you.
set an appointment, and we'll go on Zoom, and I'll show you some of the basics at least.
Okay, thank you, Jan.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Catherine.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we've just got 4 minutes, and I just want to move to any Q&A. I think we can just, if we have any questions that you might want to direct towards me, Jan, or Harry, now's your opportunity. You can do it by raising your hand and coming on the mic, or you can do it in the chat.
Scott, we see you, Scott. Mark, I will get you the video.
I am just enthralled by this going into LinkedIn and finding stuff. Eric and I in back channel messaging
I saw that.
about some stuff. I mean, I think over 22 years, I've contributed a few good ideas to LinkedIn, and to be able to capture that stuff based on what Harry said earlier about generating a book, there are probably a number of books in there for all the
absolutely.
crap I've.
It's so much, and it's so easy.
Well, that's my next point, is that maybe that's something that each of us might do if we have been posting in LinkedIn, just as a book project, and
So-
we share a common approach, and we just go boom, and then play with that content to do more content. I mean,
I completely agree, Scott. Then we have something
Cool.
tangible to work on.
Wow.
I was gonna
And,
say, Scott,
Yes.
so I broke it down by percentages, and then I only took the top 30% of your posts, and I asked it for what the top 5 posts were and why they mattered and what was the general
Yeah.
engagement vehicle.
How?
And then I
How,
said,
where?
huh?
How? What did you use?
And I have to say, and I tell everybody in AI, the prompt is the vehicle, not chat, not Claude, not DeepSeek. And maybe because of a learning disability, I prompt naturally because I'm trying to close open loops as a writer. I'm always trying to close an open loop. So then I said, if I took the top 5 posts, subject matter, and Scott's voice, what would a #1 award-winning high engagement post look like for LinkedIn? And that's what it gave me. Now, is it 1,000% perfect? No, but we did this in what, 3 minutes?
That much?
Yeah. And so now I'm like, okay, guess what I'm doing today? I'm going to sit down and write a post on this and drive engagement to it. I'm a known subject expert already. I'm already ranking
Yeah.
in LinkedIn on this topic. I'm using keywords from the existing LinkedIn's that ranked. And I don't have to do a lot of thinking. And to Beth's point, community, I will not go into somebody. My kids are, when they were little, we used to say, you can go over and play, but you can't go in until I meet the parents. Social engagement or social posting is all about waving the flag and saying, I've got kids your kids' age, why don't you come over and play in our yard? Community is when we sit down and I'm like, you know what? I feel good enough for you to like instruct, lead, and mentor my children when they're inside your home. You can't build a community if no one knows you're there. And so what Scott just created was like, hey, people now know I'm here and this is what I talk about. If they want to create a community or engage in my community, I leave that back door open, but I'm not forcing them into my community. I'm simply saying it's safe in my front yard and maybe we could get along at the table. Because
That's what I'm trying.
the value of that person, dollar-wise, to me inside my house is so high. I don't want to bring them in if they're going to poison the rest of the table.
Okay, guys, so thank you so much, Eric. Beth, I know you have your hand up, but we have to wrap up now because we're at the 90-minute mark. However, Scott, you did say something in the chat that I want to say, which is there a message from Jan that each of us can post to market the group? So, Jan, I think what we should do is send out a message that people can repost, um, uh, not just to the people that attended today, but to everyone who's attended the roundtable so far. Basically, give them a message that can go out, inviting everyone to promote the roundtables and the community. So I think that's a
And
great
then
idea.
add our personal comment to it.
Yes, of course. There
Eric,
can
I
be,
wanted to talk to you about, I'm sorry, Eric, about how our book works. It takes about 30 minutes to create this book. With 100 posts, transition, and an introduction, and a table of contents, and a cover. And it's there for you to do whatever you want with.
Wow. Cool.
to be good. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap
Thank
up.
you, by the way, for
Okay.
all of this.
So-
Thank you, Evan. Thanks, Harry, Casey, and
Yeah.
Christine. I don't know what I'd do without you guys. Thank
Thank
you
you
all
everyone for
I really appreciate it.
participating. Really appreciate it. As always, it's been great. And we'll see you on the next one. This was a
Yep.
really good session. Thanks.
Evan, thank you very
Absolutely.
much. for
Thank
your
you.
Thanks,
leadership.
Harry.
And we do one
Okay.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, of course, we're there.
Try.
You'll be there. No problem.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks. Awesome. Awesome stuff.
Thanks.